So I'm curious, do I sound okay? I believe I have everything set up accordingly so that way I can actually sound alright and whatnot, but I'm trying to hear myself and kind of see. I'm kind of blindly going live without really checking anything, which is highly unusual for me, but should be fine. So as the last stream that I did a spinner at the end of it to choose my next game. And the next game that won was this. Now, before I even did the spinner, I was already tempted to play this game, mainly because it's one of my, I don't want to say hated, but it was definitely one of my, like, not favorite titles. Anyway, also I have a bottle of ramen, so if I make a loud noise, it's me just popping the glass marble. And the flavor is strawberry. I did have a bottle of original earlier, but yeah. Found some at my local retailer, so decided to pick up a couple bottles. They're not the greatest, I'm not gonna lie. I've had better ramenes, but these bottles, I don't know if it's like these are older or they were not kept properly, but yeah. Anyway. Because the original one I remember liking a lot more. But that one I actually picked up from Amazon versus this one, which was just in a local store. So, hopefully this looks okay. I am streaming from a Wii U. More or less a reason to use the Wii U. But still having to use the Wii U. Alright. So, unlike the last two streams that I did for Metroid Month, I did Metroid Prime 2 and then got distracted in the middle of it and managed to make the Metroid Prime 2 randomizer work. This one is the vanilla. This is just playing the game to play the game. Now, I have no idea if I plan to stream the whole game. I'm definitely not doing the whole game in one stream. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know if I'm going to continue playing this game until it is done. What I might do is just for Metroid Month get a few videos of it and then go back and finish the playthrough. Maybe. Because personally, I want to try to get all the Metroid titles played in such a way that they've been playthroughed and recorded me playing them for anyone that actually wants to watch or so. I am a subtitle person. I know not a lot of people appreciate subtitles, but I like subtitles. A lot of times I can't hear properly, and it's not the fact that I can't hear, it's that for some reason I have a way of processing audio that's weird to me. So sometimes I can hear people say that's a nice steak, and I look at it like, what did you say? And for some reason it's, oh, there's a big lake. And my brain tries to do this weird autofill for everything, and it's weird. So subtitles kind of ground me in the sense of what I'm reading. I do have a lot of criticisms of this game, but for the most part, I don't want to say it's bad. It is definitely a unique one in the series because most of the other ones are straight into the game with minor cutscenes. And this one quite legitimately is just, oh hey, here's story and exposition and stuff no one has done.
A baby.
And for anyone that's not so caught up with any of the story of Metroid, At this point, this is in Super Metroid. So we're seeing the final battle.
Mother, time to go.
One thing I will give this game, it has some beautiful animations and a beautiful style. I'm not a huge fan of the Other M suit, mainly because of the way the shoulders are on it, but a lot of the design of the game, the shine, the visor, even here in the Zero suit, just the colors and everything look really nice.
I awoke to the familiar voice of a quarantine officer.
Let's try sitting up, huh? Slowly now.
A dream. I had been reliving the tragic moments of my recent past. Thanks to the hyper beam, which was given to me somehow by the baby, I laid Mother Brain to waste. And the explosion that followed destroyed planet Zebes, along with the remains of Mother Brain, the space pirates, and my long-standing nemesis, Ridley, and the baby.
Come on, Samus. Let's go next door.
If I'm correct in remembering, this is also the first Metroid game that had been developed by outside party. Because you had what was, I believe, Retro Studios did Prime, but they were actually a Nintendo IP, whereas Team Ninja was an actual third-party developer that worked with
Ready for a quick
Nintendo.
test, Samus? Let's start with a little warm-up.
Either Retro was first as far as the non-third-party one, or Team Ninja was. But I'm not too entirely sure. This is also one of the more unique Metroid titles because this one is a hybrid 2D, 3D.
Sharp-looking
So
target.
technically we're
Just the
in a
way I
3D
like.
space, but we are playing in essentially a 2D plane until you look at the screen, and then next thing you know, you are...
Go ahead and drop some bombs.
Sorry.
Okay.
So you have a third person view, and then it switches to first person whenever you look at the screen.
Perfect, Samus. All right. Stand in the middle of the room. Surprised? From there, kick climb to work your way up. Just like that, Samus. Let's invite some of your pals.
I will say though, I do miss playing some actual like Wii titles. There are a few that I own that, because both of my systems are are soft modded, so they have homebrew stuff on them. The original Wii I did myself as far as soft modding, but
Here comes some
if
beans.
anyone's familiar
Dodge
with Excess Canavera. He's the one that actually helped soft mod my Wii U, which was nice.
Focus on the timing of the beams.
And this game was unique for the fact of having a parry type dodge, which I'm not saying was unique in the sense that no other game done it, but this game was unique in the fact that it was the first time they technically tried to introduce it to Metroid. Because Other M did it, then Samus Returns pushed it, which Samus Returns I am not going to get into in the sense of how good or how
Pesky Buddies is lurking here somewhere.
off that game is, but yeah, we'll see. So here's the first person aspect. So now we get a free look. There he is.
Why not say hello with a missile? Looks like you ticked him off. The rest is all you.
I think that's the only thing control-wise, I kind of don't like about this game. Is there's a lot of,
Okay, looking
you
good.
technically end up getting a lot of your moves interrupted because you either didn't do things on time or you didn't properly balance some things out.
Jump on it.
And one of the things is the charge beam. In a lot of the other games, I could still technically shoot the charge beam even if I didn't fully charge it up. This one, you have to wait till that bar is full for charge beam. Otherwise, it does not count.
Now, jump on its head. Samus, now's your chance.
One of the other criticisms is there are no missile drops, so you have to recharge your missiles. So in the heat of the battle, when you're not trying to get attacked, you're having to do this number, holding still to do it.
Allow adequate room around you during power bomb. All right, Samus. That's it for the test. Looks like you took quite a bit of damage. It's unbelievable how well you've held up.
I wondered if this too was a result of the power the baby gave me.
Right. You're due in the meeting room. The big dogs are waiting. I gave your suit a polish so you'd be at least somewhat presentable.
Not even a fragment. None of the baby remained on me. I knew it to be true, but still couldn't help looking at my palm for a sign. Never again would I encounter the baby. Never. The finality of it struck me once again. Mission completed. The planet Zebes was annihilated, and all Metroids were exterminated. A simple report, almost dull even, but it felt momentous to me. I don't know how much time passed since then. Days went by in their quiet way, and people's recollections of Metroids and space pirates grew nebulous over time, relegated to a past concern of the galactic communities. Nothing more than a faded memory. Codename Baby's Cry. A common SOS with the urgency of a baby crying. The nickname comes from the fact that the purpose of the signal is to draw attention. The signal was coming from a remote part of space. I altered the course of my ship as if this detour had already been part of my flight plan. Baby's Cry. It was as though it was crying specifically for me.
Again, this is the one thing I will give it to this game. It does have some beautiful visuals. By the way, I apologize for not skipping any of this, but this game has no way of skipping any of this. You are forced to watch every little bit of it.
Galactic Federation. Huh?
I believe this also had the uniqueness of not having you shoot the doors. You legitimately just walk through them.
Ah, fancy meeting you here, princess. Remember me?
Not really, since you don't pop up in any other game or lore or whatever.
There's only one person who calls me Princess. And that person is Anthony Higgs of the Galactic Federation Army.
Haven't seen you since that last mission. Hey, and your buddy's here too.
Adam Malkovich, a general in the Galactic Federation Army. Not only a trusted confidant, but also my former superior officer. Yes, there was a time when I was enrolled in the Galactic Federation Army. And then I was young and inexperienced. As the result of a certain incident, I left Adam's command and set out on my path as a solitary bounty hunter.
What's up, Dibs?
What are you doing here?
The first words out of his mouth were typical coming from Adam. To answer his question, I recounted the details of what had brought me to this place, and then I asked what circumstances led the Federation here.
That information is not for an outsider.
The word he so obviously chose, outsider, pierced my heart.
Commander, we're all prepped.
No dice.
I think our only option is to use the laser to slowly burn our way through. This is gonna take a while.
The electrical system here is out, and we can't get the barrier wall to open. We tried using explosives, but it's tricky to pull off without collateral damage. What we need is some way to focus the power onto one centralized location.
If I did that, it would be... We'd be here all night. But then again, she doesn't say it in most gameplay. She just says it in the beginning cutscenes and when you start getting a little, like, later in the game.
All right. I'm gonna go on ahead.
Adam hadn't authorized it, but I decided to remain on site for the sake of the others. You're welcome, Dibs. Am I missing something? I see the blue on the screen. Was there an ability I was supposed to be able to pick up? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. There's supposed to be a bomb sort of thing in the floor here. And there should be a pickup over here, but I can't because I'm not allowed to use an ability. I could shoot everything I want, but God forbid I use my actual other abilities. Oh, that's the other unique thing that I think is very stupid for this game. Like, don't get me wrong, I get why they wrote it that way. It just boggles me that that's the way they're going with it. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, in Metroid games, there's usually the mechanic of you have to earn the abilities you lose, or you have to find abilities to progress along the way. And usually it's, oh hey, I went through yada yada, did all this, and oh look at that, I, for some reason, am stronger or whatever. And then in the next game, it's, oh, lost it all. You know, something happened, they were stolen or something, whatever. And for some reason in this game, they were tired of the idea that your abilities were either stolen or you lost them. So the idea was that you were in a military presence, so you had to be authorized even though you're a separate entity. You are not anything part of that military organization or anything like that to need the authorization. So it was, Samus did so out of respect. So if Atham authorized it, apparently she was supposed to die. Kind of respect. Which, to any degree, is weird. But, hey. Oh, I don't have bombs. The simplest thing. And I can't get it yet. Then can't I also recharge energy? Or is that a later ability that I'm not aware of yet? Power's not on, so I don't think I can activate that just yet. But yet there's power for the doors.
or something attacked him.
Get away from me!
Bit of an overzealous reaction, but okay.
It was obvious that there was some pervasive danger throughout the facility. I didn't know what had brought Adam here, but I did know that cooperation was imperative if we were to restore safety.
Adam, listen to me. Clearly, this facility is in complete disorder. It might be too dangerous for your men to go alone. That's why I've...
They're coming out of the wall!
Right, stay calm.
Open fire! This ain't good! Nothing's working! Listen up! Freeze guns authorized! Sam, I'm authorizing missile use!
See, and just like that, we've unlocked our missile.
Concentrate fire in a single location and freeze that thing! And Samus, you attack the frozen spot!
Where's the lockout point? There it is. What the? I don't think I've ever seen them jump on the eye like that. Honestly, I'm not sure how to answer that one. Because I feel Other M is good on its own, in the sense of what it is, but I'm not so sure that necessarily a remaster might help it, because it's a unique control scheme. Now, sure, there's some updates or something I can imagine that they might do to help some of it, but the game is what it is. There's no real helping it more than there is hurting it. Like, even if you were to do a remaster, or say, like a whole update sort of thing to it,
Looks like I'm gonna
what
need to
would
ask
you
for your
really
cooperation
change
on this mission.
other than
But
maybe being able to bring it up to like
also gonna have to
1080p?
ask that you follow my commands. You don't move unless I say so, and you don't fire until I say so.
Any objections, lady?
The thumbs up sign had been used by the Galactic Federation for
I think y'all are
ages.
using remaster and remake in two different ways.
I was
If
known
they
for putting the
remade
thumbs
it,
down during
I could
conflict.
see something being different, but remaster is all they're doing is just
I had my reasons, though.
enhancing and bringing it up to
Commander
par.
Adamowicz was normally
So if they
cool and not much
remastered the
of a
game, it
hound.
was, you know, they'd have to bring up the
he would end
graphics,
all
they'd
of
have
his
to
mission
bring up the
viewpoints by
visuals,
saying,
they'd have to bring up
Any objections, lady?
and update certain things that needed to be changed. So like if
joking,
there was a problem with the
but
controls
others
in the
weren't.
original, they might
At the time, I
update
felt
it and
surrounded by
remaster the
people who
controls.
treated me like a child.
Remake would just
Used
be
kid gloves
downright,
because I was a woman.
okay, let's change the story,
And
maybe
yet with
keep some of the
Adam, I
gameplay
was
that everyone
grateful
knows
for
it
the
for,
nod.
but we're just gonna
My past has
update
left
it, you know?
me with an uneasy
Like,
soul.
look at Dead Space.
And
Dead
as a
Space
result,
1 got a
it touched
remake,
me on some level that Adam would acknowledge
and
my past by calling me
the
something
remake
delicate,
is really
like
good.
lady. And
So
I
the
knew
question
more than
is, would they
anyone
remake
that
Dead
every word
Space
from
2,
Adam was deliberate.
or would they remaster 2?
My thumbs down was a twofold response. A sign of
Maybe
derision at
even
being
try to
told
bring
leave,
some hope to 3.
and
3 is a
signal of
mixed
my
bag. You either
complete
hated it or you
understanding of
loved
the
it.
mission orders.
I was in the... It's not Dead Space, but it was
The
not a
other
bad game
soldiers
when you were
were
playing
always
with people
willing to
either.
support me with easy smiles, despite the fact that I clearly had so much yet to learn. Among them was Anthony. In the face of his well-meaning behavior and that of the other soldiers, my response was to become increasingly bitter. I was a child, always with something to prove, a chip on my shoulder. And I was angry. I felt that if I let my guard down, I would easily be broken. And beyond that, I was scared. But even in the naivete of my youth, I could see in Adam's joking manner how close he felt to me. Adam knows my past, and he knows me better than anyone else.
Fun fact, this is actually one of the few games that I pre-ordered
Confession
when it
time.
came out, because I saw the art book and stuff
Because I
that
was
came
so
with it.
young when I lost both of
Now,
my
I
parents,
don't
there's
know
no
if
question
any
I
other
saw
Metroid
Adam as a
games
father
really
figure.
necessarily had a pre-order bonus to them, but this is one of the
When I
first ones
rebelled
that I
against him,
actually did
I knew I could
pre-order
get away
for
with
and
it.
get stuff for.
And his paternal
The only other
compassion
game,
in the face of my
Metroid-wise, that
rebellion
got a pre-order
reinforced
bonus
the
to it
special
that I'm
bond I felt
familiar with
him.
was the Samus Returns.
I understood
for
well
3DS.
that chances were slim that I would
Which-
ever find anyone that understood me like Adam.
I want to play that on stream. I'm just not sure how I would necessarily do that.
When the time came, I
Because
still left his side.
through like DS games and 3DS games, I'd feel
I'm
more
so
comfortable playing on their native system.
Young and naive.
But I'm not so sure about dropping money to do.
Exactly what transpired here on the bottle ship is still uncertain.
Like an actual
Here's what
way
we
to
do know.
connect and stream.
The equipment we
Maybe
thought
I
had
can
been
try to talk to
destroyed is
Kinavera
operational
since
again.
he has a way to stream.
We've seen casualties
I believe it's
attributed to an
DS. I'm not sure about
unidentified and
3DS.
lethal creature. The situation is critical. We need to gather
When
all the
it
information
eventually
we can,
comes out,
but
yes.
Priority 1 is to find any survivors and bring them to safety. Consider this site extremely dangerous. Be careful as you make your sweeps. And there's one problem. The wireless interference in this facility is all pervasive. Your comm systems are useless. As a result, communication channels will be limited to the facility's navigation booths. Well then, Lyle, investigate Sector 1 and show a little restraint with the explosives. Gotcha. Maurice, you cover Sector 2. Repair any equipment you come across.
Affirmative.
Anthony, you're Sector 3. I'll leave it to you to decide whether plasma guns are called for.
All right.
James, check out the control bridge. Our communication issues might be the result of electrical interference.
Yes, sir.
And KG, run a complete sweep of the residential quarters and investigate any trace of survivors.
Got it.
Each of you is authorized to use a freeze gun. Do not forget to check in regularly via navigation booths. And Samus, you go to the system management room. Do everything you can to get the electrical system back up and running. Looks like your comm system is still functional. Remember, everything you see will also appear on this screen. Regarding auxiliary weapons, the use of bombs has been authorized. As far as your other weapons go, we will continue to investigate and authorize use as we can. However, we currently have no plans to authorize the use of power bombs. As you know, they have the ability to spread a high-temperature heat wave over a large area, impacting living things, which is a nice way of saying they can vaporize humans instantly. You should be well aware of how dangerous power bombs are, and how their devastation can't be obstructed with common materials. Once the mission in the system management room is complete, I need you to report back. I'll give you your next orders then. I want you all to be especially careful as you execute your missions.
That's what I'm really curious about, because the only thing we've heard is that it was in development for the Switch. Then they didn't like the direction it was going, so it was being redone by another company, which in our case was Retro Studios, because the original company that was developing it, which they did not want to name, they didn't like how it was going. And I really hope there's something in Prime 4 that just like intrigues that curiosity of what was it that they said no to.
Understood, Adam.
But all we know is that it's confirmed for 2025. Now, whether it's a summer launch title, a fall launch title, or a winter launch title, I have absolutely no idea. They might put some word about it in the April 2nd? I don't know, in the April update for the Switch 2 when they talk about it, which I am very much looking forward to. But the weird thing is I'm curious what benefit it would be for having Prime 4 on the Switch too. Because I'm not sure if there will be necessarily anything specific for the Switch 2 to do. Now, if it's in the case of like DS and 3DS where it's, hey, there is a Switch version and a Switch 2 version, the Switch 2 one being that it might have a little more or it might have a little extra to it just because the Switch 2 will probably have better performance, maybe more power, but from leaks and stuff like that, it just seems like it's just going to do what the Switch does, but better. So it might not necessarily be better overall performance, it just might be better, or sorry, not better off hardware, but like just a more streamlined way of its hardware performance anyway. So we shall see. But I would love to see them do something where, like, in the update, whatever, for Prime 4, they announce, hey, by the way, it's going to come out, say, October 2025. In the meantime, here's a Prime 2 remaster, and here's a Prime 3 remaster releasing on these dates, and if you decide to get Prime 4, you can get a pre-order whatever pack of all the games together, so that way you don't miss out on the story. Like, that I think would be pretty cool. To do like a Prime, like what they did with Prime Trilogy, but have it as like a remaster collection, you know? Also, I feel rude. I apologize. How are you doing today, Christian? Weirdly enough, I feel this game is kind of easier for new Metroid fans. They certainly try to do a lot of things that, like, gave you an advantage over the other series, like being able to kind of have these, like, quick attacks, just to quickly end fights with certain enemies, but I know fully well that it's not necessarily the easiest for a lot of people, but I don't see it being the worst, so... Also, that's the only thing that seems to bother me about this game, is there's weird inconsistencies when it comes to the actual abilities you earn. Like, I had 10 missiles. That was an expansion, but I gave me one missile. I get I regenerate ammo, but still, that seems like a weird thing. To just, I earned one extra shot. But that, I feel like that's just me nitpicking at that point. power on, we should be able to turn this. So I believe, yep, so now we can go back up normally and get the actual edges of stuff. Now there is a bomb slot down there. I believe I have to come back for this, yeah. I have to access it from the other side. So let's see what's hiding in this morph ball slot down here. No. Go down, please. Thank you. No. By the way, I do sound okay to you guys, right? Like the game's not too loud, I'm not too loud or too quiet.
Samus, go through the hatch on your right and head towards Sector 1. Lyle went ahead to secure a route to a facility of interest. I'll leave you to survey Sector 1.
surroundings at all times.
Actually, you know what? I'm curious. How is Kinavira's stream real quick? That was the other thing that I think was unique about this. You could actually see some of the enemies interacting with each other. It's like a little plant trying to eat the bugs. That I found very unique. For anyone that's curious in a good live stream that isn't Metroid, and they may perhaps enjoy Mario, I have a friend who he gave me the idea for doing Metroid March because he's doing Mario March. So, if you're not interested in Metroid, maybe give him a follow and check him out. I have streamed with him plenty of times in the past, and he has had me stream with him plenty of times in the past. But his name is Excess Kinavira. If you see the green fox, you know you're looking in the right spot. Oh, I need to go to the top here. being eaten by a plant. Your lies have been exposed, plant. Oh, that's the top of it done. Is this an elevator? It seems to just suggest that, but apparently not. Alright. Let's get rid of the hive on the wall.
The large cage-like booth looked like something had been raised in it. And in one corner was the miserable form of a researcher's corpse. This victim hadn't sustained the same injuries. The dead I'd seen had been torn apart by something large. This one had been attacked by a different type of creature. And as I studied the violence this creature had wrought, I felt something in the air, the presence of a dark intelligence.
So oddly enough, I will be right back. I'm not ending the stream. I'm just adulting. I've got to finish up some laundry really quickly. Alright, I am back. I know the icon moved, and that's just because there's no way to pause the icon when you're in a Discord call with the, I guess it's software? The Fujitech? Or whatever, yeah, Fujitech. Reactive by Fujitech. Right. So we explored down there story-wise. That door is sealed, and I believe... Yeah, I need super missile, which I'm not authorized to use just yet. What's up with the zoomer? I'm pretty sure that wasn't necessary, but alright. We need to continue forward and we can't because we need super missile. So we went that way, but there's nothing necessarily over there. Maybe we need to go back. Yep.
Samus, proceed through the hatch I just unlocked. Your next destination is a little further ahead.
Oh, you could have conveniently unlocked that door, but you were waiting for me to unlock it? It's right there staring, almost like it remembers me. Unbothered by me, apparently. Oh, it thinks everything's real, so it's unbothered. forget, how the hell do you heal? Or is that something you can do? Oh, that's... Whoops. There we go, the first death of the video. Yay! So what did we learn? Elevators are spooky. Wait, did I not get the Excel charge? Yeah, it put me right back before the ability. You're good, Dibs. See, this is why I don't like some of this gameplay and stuff like that, just because of the fact that a lot of the time you're having to try to heal or refill ammo in the middle of an attack. So unless you play the game perfectly, there's really no chance to heal. And even worse is there's no healing anytime. You have to wait till you're in a critical state. So at the worst possible moment is when you need to heal. Diffusion beam works really well here. Also, hello, Access. Can't have a Metroid month without Other M, so here I am. Also, the game seems to dictate heavily what it wants you to use. So like here, I aimed at that bug, right? I locked on. That should have been a missile, but it won't let me.
Some creatures use the powers of others to capture their prey. Watching this disgusting beast, I felt as though it was feeding off my power as well. At the same time, a thought crossed my mind. That howl I heard earlier, could this creature have been the source?
Test area in your current sector. There should be some important information about this facility in that exam center. The other members are en route. Quickly, go meet them there.
How do I get that one thing here? Would it be from back here? Or maybe it's like a shortcut thing. Something up here might allow me to go back. Maybe, we'll see. Gonna need the bigger boot. Why would I want to do that? Oh. Probably that's why. So it's showing me something's in there, but that I can't go that way. Interesting. Is there another way to it? I see this yellow spot here, but I don't know. I'm curious, Access, did you ever finish this game? I know you told me you played it, but I just don't remember if you actually managed to finish it or not. Assuming you're still watching. What the? The sensor bar turned off. That's weird. Okay. I have two sensor bars, both are the same model. It's just one's battery operated. Well, they're both battery operated, but I've wired one to accept USB because at the time finding an original sensor bar, because I think this was not long after the Wii came out. I want to say within the first year. And when I hooked it up, apparently my mother, when she was cleaning, she accidentally ran over the cord, which mangled it and ripped it to shreds. And at the time, I did not have the solder skills and whatnot to fix it. So I had to buy a battery-operated one, so that way I could actually use the Wii and continue to play. Oh god, what's going on here? Oh, I see. What? Oh. Access, are you there? Some of these traversals or puzzles are not easy. That was by pure blind luck. Not gonna lie, it is nice to revisit this game. Now, whether my feelings and whatnot about it have changed, I wouldn't say so. My criticisms still stand, but it is a lot easier playing this game after being away from it for so long. But for the most part, I do understand a lot of the frustrations I had with it and why necessarily I wouldn't want to try to open those wounds again. Also, anybody else getting like Jurassic Park 3 vibes from this area? Like dealing with the Spino and having to deal with the cage and the pterodactyls and whatnot. He didn't like that. And just like that, you get screwed over. Let's try this again. gonna say she took out the dinos, but she did take out a tree. Says there's an ability over here. Did I miss like a secret way to something in the trees? No, that's just a platform. What can I see it from over here? I see that track there along the room. Maybe I did miss something alternatively. Let's see if we can't figure it out. Because just like how I found my way to there, maybe I'm missing something from here. Because that track leads around, I assume, to there. Yeah, the track around to the room leads to that. Whatever it is, it must be up there. So, that may be one of those things that when I come back around for, I can find. Wait. Yeah, there should be a way up now, in this room. would like to see if they did a sequel to Dread in any way to bring back laser strike like this. This, I think, is really cool. I get what it is, but the question is, how do I get out there, though? That's the thing. Might be one of those things when I get a later ability like Screw Attack that I can do that. I guess either when this way has a way that I can open up behind the glass, I could probably get that charge shot, or maybe it's a wave beam, plasma beam situation. Apparently Samus does not like that shooting angle. Oh great, another one. Where's the creature? Oh, there it is. It's stuck over there.
Hey, Samus. Where's Lyle?
Looks like he's late. Huh?
Hey. The CPU seems to have self-destructed. The central system is broken into parts, but I think I might be able to restore it and recover some of the data. Let's try it.
Like the CO said, there might be some pretty crucial information hidden here. Well, while Maurice here is working his magic, the rest of us should search this building. Am I right?
Got it.
Hey, Princess. Does this view bring back any memories? Yeah. Looks like the training grounds of the Galactic Federation.
Adam, are you seeing this? It's a Zebesian, but it's been cybernetically enhanced. What is this thing?
I don't know. Continue your investigation.
Everyone, gather round.
All right. So I managed to recover one piece of data. This bottle ship is under management of the Galactic Federation. In these facilities, life forms from each planet have been raised and researched as possible bioweapons. Site Manager and Development Director, Dr. Madeline Bergman.
Adam, was the Galactic Federation experimenting with bioweapons?
Looks like it.
Use of bioweapons is strictly prohibited.
Of course it is. What's happened here is illegal.
Who is Madeline Bergman?
must be the person in charge here. Is that all you've got?
I didn't need to press Adam about it any further. I knew his mind. Not only was he a strong opponent of bioweapons, he was against the use of living things for unnecessary reasons, period. Life, no matter what form it takes as it's born into this often cruel universe, should not be tampered with. That was Adam's philosophy. In bringing the infant Metroid back, I did something that I know would have gone against his convictions. And though I might have been left alone, it was a clear and blatant violation of protocol. I wondered what Adam thought of me. Out of nowhere, I suddenly found myself concerned with his opinion again.
Almost gotten it completely restored. But I'll bet they protected this thing with a seriously sophisticated security system. If I can't get past it, James, that'll be where you come in.
Leave it to me. Shouldn't be a problem to hack into this thing. I mean, it might tell us what exactly was going on here. Looks like this might take some time, though.
Madeline might still be somewhere in this building. Keep scouting for more intel. Let's go.
Sneeze.
okay, princess? I wanted to give you some cover earlier, but this thing takes forever to charge. I'll save the next shot for you. Not that you'll need it.
Hey! Come over here!
What's up?
Lyle's down. Looks like a pile of rags. What's gotta happen to a guy to make him look like that?
An empty shell.
Looks like that monster from earlier infiltrated Sector 3. Samus, follow it.
It was clear that the Galactic Federation was developing bioweapons on the bottle ship. I wonder if Adam came
I
here
will
knowing
be
that.
right back again.
Regardless, I
Time
knew
to
I
check
had to
on the
talk to the
laundry.
person in charge, Madeline Bergman. Of course, she would have to be alive in order for me to do that.
Samus, start by searching areas you can access with your current equipment. We'll determine weapon and equipment authorization after we get a better understanding of the situation.
Ah, who doesn't love warm laundry? Especially when it's cold, it's been rainy and whatnot. It's just nice. Not gonna lie, with the mountain in the background, I feel like they're trying to sit there and say like that's Mount Fuji in a way, but I don't know. Or I could just get munched in 2 seconds, that's cool too. Why did I hit the forward bit? Are you kidding me? Because it's trying to get me to do that sense move, the dodge, whatever. Wonder what I'm doing wrong specifically. Oh God, just imagine a dread mode in this. I love how I'm burning alive here, that Adam, even though he's watching me, doesn't think it's necessary for me to have Varios here right now. Oh, come on, are you kidding me? I can't get out. I'm stuck. Where the hell am I? Jump. Up and at him. Come on. And I'm dead. You saw what happened. I burned.
beam won't have any impact on the enemies around here. Samus, use your ice beam.
And dead. That's why that healing bit, the way it works, is stupid. The only downfall of this game is just how they make you regenerate health. It should have just been you defeat enemies and you get health. Adam can clearly authorize Varia, but for some reason chooses not to. Oh no, oh no, I'm stuck. Come on, get out. Not gonna make it. Is there no point to that screen? Do I need to power it on? Like, what was my whole point in here?
Sequence complete. Process successful.
Activate the Varia feature on your suit to protect yourself from heat damage.
Oh, thank you. Now you give me the Varia.
Samus. Head to Sector 2. There's a high probability of survivors hiding there. We'll have to take care of that freak of nature later.
Data recording. Sequence complete. Process successful.
Well, this was fun, but I don't know. I'm curious. Would you guys be interested in seeing more from this game? Should I continue it as far as make another playthrough or finish this in a playthrough or so? Let's see here. I do need to do the spin for the next game. Ooh, the wheel is not having a good time right now. So let's see here. So we need all the games that we need to play. So Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Zero Mission. Actually, you know what? I will show this part as I create it. Let's see here. There we go. And because... There we go. Alrighty. Alright, so we got Zero Mission, Fusion, Metroid 2, I'll just say GBC, Metroid, Samus Returns, 3DS, not 3DA, not right now. We'll not worry about that pop-up right now. Okay. Metroid Samus Returns, 3DS. What else? Prime. Hunters. Metroid. Jesus. I cannot spell today. Holy. Okay, come on. Metroid. Prime. Pinball. AM2R. What else am I missing? Metroid NES. Dread. And let's see, because we got the Prime series, including Hunters and Pinball. We have Zero and Fusion. Oh, we don't have Super Metroid. What other titles were there? Oh, the only reason I'm not doing the titles like Federation Force or the like side stuff like a Nintendo Land is just because I've never messed with those. And if I do mess with those, I don't want it to be we mess with something for 5 minutes and move on. It's I want to set this up. Those are going to get included in the Metroid month. I just need to figure out a better way of introducing those, kind of messing with those, if that makes sense. So right now, this is just main titles with the exception of Federation Force. Federation Force, I want to figure out how to stream that one. So we shall see. But for the most part, we're just going through the games as intended? Is that what to say? I'm just trying to remember if these are all of them. Because it's NES Metroid, the Metroid 2, Super Metroid, Fusion, Zero, Prime, Prime Hunters, Prime Pinball, Prime 2, Prime 3. We just did Other M, we just did Prime 2. AM2R is just another Metroid 2 to me. I really like it, so that's the only reason I'm including it in the list. I know it's not an official release, but that's what I'm kind of sticking with here. Now, for the regular DS titles, I'm going to have to figure out how to inject them on the Wii U, but for stuff like Prime Hunters, it's on the Wii U, and I did get it, so I have access to that. But I know there's a way to inject, say, like Prime Pinball over it, so that way I can play Prime Pinball on the Wii U, but there's no way officially to look at the actual gamepad. But then again, I could emulate the DS version because that way you can see both screens. But I'm not sure how specifically I'd want to do that one. But for stuff like Samus Returns on the 3DS or Federation Force, I really don't know how I'm going to do those. I know there are ways, I just don't know what way I can do. So let's go ahead and spin. What's the next stream's game? Place your bets, place your bets, place your bets. Well, would you look at that? Huh. Alright. So Prime Hunters is the next stream. Now, I am curious to show off that. Let me do this. I am curious to show that off. So, just a sneak preview, because technically I would just be using the same setup that I have now to show it, because it'd be through the Wii U over to that. The Wii U is such an underrated game console. Like, it is one that I find uniquely fun, but it's not one that I see myself playing often, for reasons that are my own fault. But the Wii U, for what it is so unique. And this is just to give you a sense of what I, use and have up here. But the issue is actually getting started with some of the stuff. So if I wanted to, I could do the Virtual Console way for Fusion and Hunters, along with, I believe, Zero Mission, Fusion, and Hunters. Now, the only thing that's going to be unusual about playing Hunters is just going to be the fact that I'm technically doing this through the Virtual Console on here. And for anyone that's watching me that watches Excess Kinevera, this is how a lot of the Rhythm Heaven streams he was doing was literally going through this. Oh yeah, that's right. This is one of the weird games that there is a dual stick way of playing, but you're using the buttons and stuff for it, or you could use the stylus to look around, but it's not. How do I jump? Okay, that's how. So I have to play this like this, which is not the best when it comes to it. Oh god. So for anyone that knows the Wii U gamepad, I'm using L and R for like shooting and jumping, but I'm having to use ABXY for messing with the actual controls. For the way that I'd have to play this, none of those are helpful. What happened? Oh, it was trying to load the manual. The manual. No, just... You're telling me there's no way to change... Oh boy, I think this is one of those I gotta get back to the ship kind of things to do. That is something I gotta get used to. Oh god, this is horrible. If I could change the controls to make this better so that way I'm not using L and R to jump. Anyway, reset this, please. And to be fair, Hunters was kind of underrated. If any game needs a remaster or a remake, it's this game of the Metroid franchise right now. Like, imagine playing this on Switch. This had multiplayer attached to it as well. There's only 3 games in the entire Metroid franchise that had any kind of multiplayer to it whatsoever. Only 3. This was one of them. Okay, I say 3. 3 is a bit of a stretch. Prime 2 had multiplayer, and in Prime Trilogy, because it got updated and remastered, you essentially had multiplayer through the Wii instead of through same screen on the GameCube. So again, technically, but if you really wanted to hyperfixate and say, you know, oh, there's another Metroid game with multiplayer, Federation Force technically came with a multiplayer called Blast Ball. But again, as far as playing as Samus, doing multiplayer and stuff like that, this was one of them. In fact, actually, a long time ago, I got invited to a Discord server that was full of people that really were passionate about Prime Hunters and had figured out a way of remaking or reworking the servers in such a way that you could host custom games and stuff like that, so you could actually play multiplayer with people. Now, a question I have is the controls. Is there a better way to do this? What's dual left mode? Is there a way I can test out said controls? Like, seriously, if any Metroid game were to get a remake or a remaster, it needs to be Hunters. Hunters! Holy crap, that... It's not a terrible game, but it's one that is severely hindered by the fact of the architecture that it was on. Like, I would love to see an AM2R version of Hunters. Like, that would be amazing. But even better is I would love to see a Zero Mission type of treatment toward Hunters. Where, because you had the original NES Metroid get remade into Zero Mission to re-explain the original origins of everything. And they added more story and stuff to it. And it was really good. Zero Mission's also incredibly short. Nope, go back. But yeah, if I were to pray, if I were to play Prime Hunters, more than likely it is going to have to be on the Wii U. Now, could I effectively do it via an actual DS or anything like that? Yeah, but that'd be incredibly difficult. At least for me. I'm pretty sure I can find options and stuff like that, but those would be necessarily specific cases and stuff like that. Anyway. But yeah, I should call it there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do plan to do another stream here in a bit. I'm not sure the exact time. I'll probably schedule it for sometime closer to 8 a.m. And we shall try to do Hunters. But we shall see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a good day.